O Chukwu okike abịa m. Okike bi n'igwe ọgọdọ ya na-akpọ ya. Onye ọ bụ mmasị ya bụ na anyị ga-adị ndụ. Anyị bụ agbụrụ ụmụ Izrel. Anyị achọghị nsogbu nke anyị ji achọ. Naanị ihe anyị chọrọ bụ udo, ọganihu, ogologo ndụ na arụ isi ike. Anyị wee nwere onwe anyị n'aka ndị na-achị anyị ọtụtụ arọ bụ ndị Naịjirịa. Dịka isi wee mee ụmụ Izrel nwere onwe ha n'aka ndị Ijipt n'oge nke Fero. Anyị ayọ ọdụ biko onye nwe calling you home, all the IPOs all over the world. I'm calling you home, all the family of IPOB. Say, come let us rebuild a nation. Come let us rebuild a country. Come let us restore Biafra for the future of our unborn babies. Say, come let us rebuild a nation. Come let us rebuild a nation. Come let us restore Biafra for the future of our unborn babies. Hurry, you can stop the protest of the Biafrans. Oh, freedom, oh, freedom, oh, freedom, freedom to Biafra. Oh, freedom, oh, freedom, freedom, freedom to Biafra. You can stop the protest of the Biafran, but you can never stop the revolution of the Biafran. They tried to stop us so many years ago, when they tried to wipe us from the surface of the earth by killing our children, killing our fathers, forcing our mothers to become Muslims, by killing the prophet of the Biafrans, by killing the heroes of the Biafrans. But somebody say that he's willing to give up his life. But Nani cannot say he's ready to die for the Biafran. It doesn't matter how they cheat us. It doesn't matter how they deceive us. It doesn't matter how they kill us. Biafra is our home, I say. It doesn't matter how they cheat us. It doesn't matter how they deceive us. It doesn't matter how they kill us. Biafra is our home. That's why we say freedom, 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 freedom to Biafra. Freedom, freedom, freedom to Biafra. I'm gonna tell you something you need to know. I'm gonna tell you something, if only you will help me. Killing Biafrans every day can never make us one. Killing Biafrans every day can never make us one. Using herdsmen, killing Biafrans can never make us one. Shooting and bumping every day can never make us one, because we are not one culture, we are not one religion, we are not one language, we Biafrans to go. We are not one culture. We are not one religion. We are not one language. We are fast to go. Freedom, freedom, freedom to be a freedom, freedom, freedom to be a
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscious people wherever you are all over the world, I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live to Radio Biafra London, being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Uche Okafor-Mefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. He's the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Like I will always say, one day we will understand and appreciate the mindset behind those words. Mazi Uche Okafor-Mefo is standing on a deputizing capacity on behalf of our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Prince of Afari-Beku, heir to the throne of Ibeku Kingdom, the one and the only man that stood up to speak for the collective interests of the Biafran people. For almost 60 years now, nobody has been able to do that. He is from Afari-Beku. Afari-Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. He's the director of Radio Biafra as well as Biafran Television, the one and the only man that commands the loyalty of the Biafran people. And by the grace of Chukwu Kikabiama, I remain George Onyibe. I am from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. Of course, we will continually appreciate the Creator, Chukwu Kikabiama, the one who has taught us that there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. For he is our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, in matter both great and small. He remains the primordial influence that drives us. And in my humble way, I will acknowledge him tonight as always. Anyị na-aja gị mma n'ihi na ị mara mma ịhụnanya anyị na-agị obi ọma gị o juru anya dadi o inwe gị mgbanwe ọ dị onye dịka gị ịbụ Alpha na Omega anyị niile na-asị na dị mma o. Without wasting much of our time, we shall go on to our topic this evening, but we must not forget, on this segment, the theme remain back to your root. The theme remain back to your root. As we all know, we have been reprogrammed to the extent that everything about our ancestors, we consider them evil. It's unbelievable. Everything about our ancestors, we consider them evil. And sometimes I could only wonder, do you mean these people existed, they walk on this earth before there was anything like America? Most people don't know America was created. The difference between America creation and Nigerian creation is that the people of America agreed, let's go by that. But the creation of Nigeria, the people of Britain, colonial terrorists agreed. In Berlin Conference, they agreed. Our fathers was here before they came. And these people have lived thousands of years. Biafra is over 5,000 years older than Britain. Of course, they should tell us who they were before they changed their name to Britain. But having said that, these people could not have lived for 10,000 years on, and the only thing the memory we have about them is evil, evil, evil. But then the people who actually brought evil are seen as good, good, good. And now we have come to an era and a stage where we must embrace the truth. Because this is the only thing that will ensure our survival. Believe me. with forensic investigation, analysis, and evidence set before us, we can only be humble that we have fathers like our fathers, irrespective of who they are. It doesn't matter how you see it. We must go back to our root. I have had access to the ancient people, and believe me, I can only imagine the likes of them walking on this earth again, because they were the best of the kind Homo sapiens has ever known. The best of the best that have walked this planet earth. No wonder even the angels envy us. Satan envy us, even though we were mere mortal. Even though they knew that after we have walked this earth, we may not walk this earth again. Yet they envy us with their immortality. Yet they still envy us. And now, little wonder, most of you do not know. With every resources stolen from our land, in Britain, these colonial terrorists are not satisfied. Yet they envy us. Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba want you to see them as who they are not. Yet they envy us. But of course, all these things will become beneficiary to us the moment we go back to our root. And of course, we are moving into another series, which we have actually been able to look into the introduction. But because it's quite a long time now, let's refresh our mind before we go to our topic today, which is simply titled The Star of David. The theme, the introduction, we look at the topic, spiritual aspect of our culture that are being neglected. We look at the Star of David. We look at the issue of astrology. We look at the art of defilement. We look at the implication of circumcision. We look at the four elements that governs the universe. We consider the influence of dream and vision. We look at the way of Chukwu Okike Abiama. We look at the transition known as astral travel. We look at powers, the divine fruit that enable or empower one. All of these are recorded in the Bible. But the presentation of each and every one of them, or each by a different religion, make it look as it's something different. These are the things we are going to study in this series. We should be able to relate them to our ancestors and understand how it works for them. With this true knowledge, nobody deceives you. Nobody deceives you. The Bible says, my people perish because they lack knowledge. And with time, you will understand that somebody demonized you. You are not demon. Except somebody demonized you. It's unbelievable. Of course, our topic this evening, having said that, is the Star of David. The Star of David, as we all know, is something that is more of a mystery to all of us. The Star of David, our brothers are worshipped in the Sabbatarian, Yehudian, Judaism, as the case may be. They wear the Star of David. It looks like it's meant from Israel. It looks like the people of Israel gave us the Star of David. When you talk about the Star of David, there are so much for us to learn about that. But I won't confuse you further. And believe me, I'm not trying to tell you that everything I said here is the truth and remain the perfect truth. But rather, I will humble myself and say, you go and verify. And sometimes when you are doing certain things, you should be able to know your culture that have been stolen from you, they modernize it and return it back to you and enslave you with it. These are some of the things, some of the chains we must unshackle ourselves from. Today, the Star of David is drawn in the map of Israel. But the Star of David has been in existence for as long as we can remember. The Star of David is not used by only Israeli, not only in Africa. China recognized the Star of Israel. Most of you do not know. The Star of Israel means to the Chinese and the Japanese, the man and the woman. We can go on and try to narrate what the Star of David is. Believe me, it will only confuse us. But I will try to bring us back home. What brought Star of David to Anambra State, Omambara? What was the Star of David, the symbol you think is Israel's symbol, inside the Jewish flag? What brought it to Anambra? At least Theresa May is still alive. His ancestors took it from Anambra. They concocted many things with it, which we are not aware of. But tonight, I won't dig into other people's tradition or culture as they have made it to be. We will look into our culture regarding the Star of David. And for your information, those who are listening to us, and you don't understand what the Star of David is, number one thing I want you to know is that there is no single place in the Bible where anything like the Star of David is mentioned. It is an alien to the Bible. The Bible never mentioned the Star of David. Scholars have tried to narrate what it means, but this is a knowledge not known to the Bible. I could ask most of you to go and read Christian literature written by Derek Priest, Phoenix Dix, among others. You will see nowhere in the Bible where the Star of David was mentioned. The Bible knows nothing about the Star of David. Some say it's the shield of David. No. Some say it is the symbol of the armor of the soldiers that fought with David. No. In fact, David, all the soldiers that fought with David have a symbolical tag on them. It is not the Star of David. And then those of you who are Christian, go and study your Bible. And those of you who still use Bible, go and study your Bible. And as this series continues, if you see anywhere where the Star of David is mentioned, please come back to me and say, yes, I saw it. Let's review it. But like I said, we will not dabble into what it means to other culture. We must understand what this Star of David means to us. That it was dug out in Anambra and taken to Britain. It's in their museum today. Not today, even before 1914. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And this word which I command thee this day shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and talk to them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5 to 7. To all this, we must know God's words. If you go back to that Deuteronomy and understand, this was the first time Moses received the word of God. And God gave him instruction how the people must conduct themselves according to the Bible. And he directed them that this instruction I am giving to you should not just be something that is in your heart alone for you to recite. Write them on your doorpost. Make a signboard of them. The prophet said, make a very big signboard that those who are running can be able to read it. Put them in your doorpost. Put them on your door. Everywhere you put the symbol, so that when your children see this symbol, when they see this writing, they will know how to obey my words. That was the origin of the Star of David. That could be the beginning of culture and tradition. Now let's come back home a little bit. The Star of David, as you know, like I said, have different implications. But how it found our way back to our life goes this way. We have tradition, we have culture, a way of life that is being respected by the global community before our identity was taken from us. They took all these things from us, remanufactured them, and bring them back for us. Now the Star of David is double triangle. One of them is facing down and the other one is facing up. And now the spiritual implication imply the relationship between God and man as applied. And then if it is the physical aspect of it, it simply means the both sides of the star mean the lower self and the higher self. In all the words, there is nobody that is so righteous that he does not do bad. And there is nobody that is so evil that he does not do good. But the combination of your good aspect and your bad aspect is what brings out the perfect human. Most of you watch Robin Hood. They make a hero out of an armed robber. But if Robin Hood were to be Igbo man, FBI would have been investigating Robin Hood, and he will be the highest criminal of all time. In other words, when it comes to the spiritual implication of this Star of David, it means the relationship between God and man. It could also mean physical aspect of it, the higher self and the lower self. To every culture and tradition, it symbolizes different things, which we are not going to go in this evening, but as it concerns us as a people. And so our father before them had culture that transit beyond the Bible, beyond Christianity here in our land. There were a lot of things our ancestors were doing. But today, Yoruba pastors are taking glory that they taught you all those things. In fact, they are rewriting the Bible. They are now telling you that all things has passed away and all things has become new. That is not enough. I can tell you that more than 70% of the people who wrote the Bible that conditions us as we speak today are not even Christian. Zundavan is the author of Joy of Gay Sex. Zundavan is the pastor of Church of Satan. Among others, he is the translator of the New Living Bible. And the New Living Bible, we all know that over 4,579 words or more have been omitted from that very Bible. But do not be surprised that in less than 50 years, our children will not be reading the same Bible we are reading today. But that is not the area I'm going to. At every translation of the Bible, it is being rewritten. And some of them are so diluted that it becomes a mere magazine. But we will not go there. Now, why I'm bringing that issue up is, let us look at our culture and tradition as a people. You do circumcision. Every male child is to be circumcised. Please, are you sure we started it when church came? Or our fathers were doing this before church came? Please. When you talk about the hair, it's the first son in our place. Our culture never empowered a woman above a man. You can be the last son of your family, having 100 girls as your senior. Our culture never empowered the women over you. The first son of every man become the person who handled the mountain. At least you can date it back to Abraham. And they have something, they know who is the first son. In my place, they call it Ishube. Ishube. Original first son. Because sometimes you can be a first son. If you do not meet the culture and tradition of our people, though you are a first son, if your mother is not married when they give birth to you, you can't be Ishube. You can't be original son of your father. But yet you are the son of your father. This is what they told you about Ishmael and Isaac. Yes, Ishmael is the first son of Abraham, but the marriage between Abraham and Hagar is not in line with the laws of God. And so God changed it that Isaac, the second son, had to become heir. But we have been doing that here in Biafra land before they came. We talk about Nsongwane on the Igbo tradition. And that is during the menstrual period of a woman. In those days, our fathers built huts. They don't sleep in the same house with our mother. They don't sleep in the same room. The mothers have their own room. And the reason they have their own room is not because they are quarreling with their husband. Because when it is period for menstruation, the women will go to their own hut and they don't near the man. Because it is believed that when they go close to the man, they defy the man. You go and read your Bible very well. These things we didn't learn them from the Bible. In fact, the current people preaching the Bible today are taking these things away from us. We talk about the issue of circumcision. We talk about how to count lineage. It will amaze you people that the Israel of Netanyahu today, they count their lineage through their mother and father. Their lineage, they count it through their father and their mother. We don't do that here. Our lineage, we count them only by our father. But of course, there are principles that people are trying to do in order to bastardize this culture. But you don't know originally, you are the epitome of civilization. But they want you to think that, oh, yeah, you're evil, and so you abandon all of them. Coming back to the Star of David. This symbol, in this symbol alone, looking at this symbol alone, you understand what the law and commandment of the Creator, Chukwu Kikabiama, is. You don't need anybody to tell you anything. And so when they came to our land, we were not primitive. They were not thief in our land. They were not saboteur in our land. Everybody have to respect himself. Let me remind you, I was born in an era where doors have key. I witnessed it in my own village. In Abo, I was born in Abo, Rugodo. I witnessed it. No house have a key. No matter how rich you are, no matter how, whatever you are, no house have a key. I witnessed it. An ancient community. There is no key. There was no robber. I have said this before. Our next neighbor in my grandmother's house, where I was brought up, the next neighbor is a native doctor. And of course, you know you have Dibye and Obuebulu. Dibye and Obuebulu. One of them is supposed to be the oracle you consult. And the other one is the herbalist, your pharmacy in those days. Then the other one is supposed to be the consultants, or what do they call them? Let's leave the grammar anyway. The one that is close to us is those native doctors they fear. But do you know none of us is sick? Do you know he cannot poison any of us? Do you know we leave our pot of soup and we go to school and come back? Even the dog in our house, in fact, we roast meat on the fire. Dog don't touch it. The dog, we are civilized as we are. This is the people we are. In fact, to cock it all up, a musician sang a song and he said, Nambo, onye ngulotie, who is there? You know, I can't say it very well, but I understand what he said. But Maubua, onye litie, who is there? That is how bad it can be. In those days, criminals don't come. They were gone. Armed robbers don't rob you, but they were gone. Go back and check the record of Nigerian police in the 80s and the 70s. The highest criminal case you will hear is burglary, breaking and entry. And when they catch you for breaking and entry, you look more deadlier, more dangerous than Boko Haram. But today, look at everywhere. Police itself will tell you, come, no, forget I be police. I go just shoot you now, nothing go happen. No. I beg, bring your ATM. They now bring out POS for you. But they are the holy people, though. Our ancestors are evil. But we must continue. The point is, what is the secret? How do they survive? How do they make it? As evil as they are, they had a very stabilized society. Things fall apart. The center can no longer hold. The flag of Nigeria in 1914 to 1960 have the Star of David. This Star of David have been used in British Nigeria, in British Nigerian rule for as long as we can remember, because of the Igbo Jews who were featured on the coin of the British West African pounds. The crest of the flag was also used on the flag of the Governor General of Nigeria. That Star of David. The flag of British Nigerian Company called Nigeria have the Star of David from 1914 to 1960 independent, and they removed it. What was the Star of David doing in the flag of British Nigerian Company? And why did they bore the hole at the middle of that coin? What does this thing represent to us as a people? And then after independence, they say, yes, we have them where we go. We just have them where we want them to be. And then they push it aside. Today, look at what we have. We thought the Yoruba pastor deceiving you. In fact, there is a leading Christian church pastor that killed the wife and he was sentenced to death, and many more. Something was wrong. Something is wrong. But all of us, we may not have the Star of David before us. But we must not forget what they symbolize and go back to how our ancestors survived. I understand most buildings in America don't have fence. In fact, I was working in a building. The owner of the house went to buy barbed wire, security fencing wire. And they were speaking on phone. Bring an American model. Bring a Russian model. Bring this model. And somebody was like, I thought you are coming from America. This thing you are buying to put in this house, you only see it in armories in America. We don't even use that in there. He said, oh boy, leave ammo, leave ammo. So America is learning to have a society without fence. We now are building our compound to armory. Some of you, your fence is almost 100 feet high, like the wall of Jericho. And then you put electric fencing wire. You put a Japanese model of security fencing. You put Russia, all of them on top of your own house. And you don't even have money there. But to you, this is the only sense of security you have. Morality have been destroyed. And so there is no sense of security. Most of you don't know that police, go to a police station in Nigeria, they change their generator. I'm telling you a police station. In fact, go to Aso Rock now. The generator that is powering where Jubri is staying. I swear if you are there now, go and check it. They put chain there. They chain, every police station have a generator. And their generator, they padlock it to protect her. This is how bad it can become. That is for you to understand. That AK-47 will not give anybody morality. Intimidation and harassing the people will not bring about morality. We as a people must understand. You cannot bend anybody to your will. That is who we are from origin. And then we must apply the word of Chukwu Okike Abiama. He gave to our ancestors in our daily life. And then you will see there will be no need for AK-47. There will be no need for police. Yes, we give it to our people. They have police far, 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 far. Even before Lucifer was created, we give it to them. But there was no need for police in Biafra land because everybody understood the law. Everybody obeyed the law. The same way you see Nigerians today. They don't obey the law. They are the one trying to make law to hang you. Idiots. But of course, I won't call them idiots this evening. So we'll focus on our study this evening. And now, like I said, if we begin to dig into the Star of David, I can tell you throughout the remaining of this year, we will be doing that. But I want you to understand how it applies to us as a people. And these are three aspects I want us to look at this evening. Number one, what is the Star of David is the instrument of installing morality. Because these are where the word of God is. Like I said, when you look at it from the physical approach of it, it means two things, the higher self and the lower self. And it is expected that you are able to balance them. If you know that you are a hot-tempered person, you should avoid where they provoke you. You walk away. If I have hot temper and I'm with you and I notice you are provoking me, it is expected of me to walk away. I'm walking away not because I'm afraid of you. I'm walking away simply because you will not enjoy my reaction. And certainly, I don't want you to. I don't want to. You avoid. That is why where I come from, as an Agbo man, we don't fight ourselves. We don't fight ourselves. We don't have any law. It's almost impossible to see a real Agbo man fighting Agbo man because our law simply say, if you cannot move with this person, you leave that person alone. So when I see you as Agbo man, I can't flow with you. I avoid you. That does not mean I like what you are doing. But there is this law from our ancestors that say, we don't fight ourselves. Agbo means family. We don't fight ourselves. You see anybody running helter-skelter misbehaving from Agbo, watch the person very well. No matter how Nigerians try to divide us, Agbo people know the Agbo people. But they obey this law without knowing. Why? Because this law is written in their heart already. Honestly, I tell you the truth. Since I was born till today, no police, the only useless policeman who tried to harass me as an Agbo man, when I was done with him, he keep apologizing. In fact, any day he sees me, he can't stand it. It is difficult for Agbo man to betray an Agbo man. And you see any Agbo man betraying an Agbo man, watch them, they are the product of rape because it's not in our character. we no do juju to do am. But the moment you forget this law of your ancestors that install discipline in a community, you are gone as a people. And that is exactly what Nigerians want for you. That is what your Yoruba pastor want for you. They tell you it's evil, ordinarily it's evil, omenala is evil. Come and say Jesus. And you go and serve Jesus with pure mind. And when you commit sin, they tell you that God has forgiven you. Why won't you commit sin another day? Understand why they are who they are. Most of the privileges respect we enjoy, privileges we enjoy in our land today as a people is because of the central law that binds our community. This law clearly say, do not remove boundary. Don't move boundary. Until Yoruba people came and introduced structural boundary adjustment program and start removing boundary, and they tell you nothing will happen. The moment they finish, then we start removing boundary. Every community know the tree that represent boundary in their land. For instance, Abo, where I come from, there is a tree we call Ebo. Anywhere you see Ebo, it's boundary. Nobody moves it. Nobody plants it anyhow. It remains boundary, beacon. And I understand traditional people within Biafra land. You know there are trees that are set as boundary. Even when you are fighting over boundary, you know that you are stealing somebody's land. But the point is that if you succeed, you are fighting with God, not man. But I doubt if Yoruba have anything that they used to know their boundary. Because if they do, Yoruba will not be telling you that they own a shake hand across River Niger. They don't. If Hausa Fulani have, they will not be looking for how to dip Bible into Quran. If they have any such law, they will respect us as a people. And in most cases, irrespective of diversities of languages in Biafra land. Of course, the same culture, the same people. There is no history of anybody conquering anybody. I give it to the Igbo man. The Igbo man, unquote, outnumber every tribe in Biafra land, almost 1 to 1,000. But there is no community that can come out today and say, this land belonged to us before, Igbo man took it. But rather, it is Igbo man land that is being taken. Because we understand this thing. Nobody takes over another person's land. If there is communal crisis in Biafra land, it is because Nigerian government has initiated it to turn us against one another. And so one of the purposes of that Star of David is not for spiritual protection, but it was to constantly remind you about the word of God, the law of Chukwokika that is supposed to be written in your heart. It tells you don't fight stranger. When Fulani, Hausa, Yoruba are doing what they are doing, it's not because we don't know how to kill. We were forbidden by this law not to kill strangers. We have to value life. And this is our weakness. But in the end, they will understand that it is our strength at the end of the day. We don't kill people. We don't undo strangers. Because Chukwokika Biama say, be very careful that if there is any stranger living among you, do not torture them, do not suffer them. If you do, and they cry to me, I will turn against you. We know this law. We know this law. But if Yoruba or Fulani understand this law, they won't be coming to undo us. They are busy burning her. This is December now. Start burning Igbo business. But of course, you people will pay. Because we are now crying to him. And he will hear our voice. And all of you will pay dearly for it. There are a lot of things we don't do. When you hear rape, can somebody tell me what they call rape in Igbo dialect? Because it doesn't exist. There is nothing like rape in Igbo dialect. Please, if you know it, when our lines is open, you tell me. Because it doesn't exist. Until it was actually designed and plugged into us. I was raped. Say it in Igbo dialect now. Say it in Ijaw dialect now. You can't. It doesn't exist. In our world, it's not there. Because we were actually properly indoctrinated. We were taught how to live and let other people live. Most of the atrocities you hear today, they do not have name in our dialect because they never existed. So the Star of David is not for design. It's not for us to know that you are a Shabbatarian or Rubucharian. No, it was for you to look at and understand the law of Chukwokikabiama and obey it. Because if we all obey them as it's supposed to be, there are a lot of things that will happen. Number 2, the symbol or the Star of David as you know today is a symbol of authority that guarantees the presence of God. And so the moment you see this symbol, you have that confidence assurance that God is there. You know that he is with you. And that's so when you put it on, it was supposed to give you that hope, confidence assurance that he will be with you. Go and ask the Israelites. And he said to Solomon, according to the Bible, for when I shall scatter the people of God across the globe, and from where I scatter them to, if they will lift up their hand towards the direction of this mosque, this temple I mean, and pray to me, I will answer them. And so an Israel man, who is actually an Israel man, anywhere they are, when they want to pray, they face the direction of the temple of Solomon. With this confidence assurance that the Creator, Elohim, will answer them. But you will not understand the spiritual implication of it. That is why Yoruba cannot wear them. Hausa Fulani cannot wear them. These people know that law doesn't govern them. We are not the same people. Don't you understand? There are things, back to your root, you have to discover yourself. That is the only time we can recover everything that has been taken from us. We are people of character. Refined character, I must tell you. Disciplined people, I must tell you. Great warriors, I must tell you. King and priest, I must tell you. The finest of it all that has walked upon the face of this planet Earth. That which empowers us have been taken from us. There are certain things we see. You would say, oh, you can't, but we only guiding you. You will come back home yourself. Because that is the only time you will truly be at home. We will direct you back home, but you will do the walking. Ask yourself a question. Why is it that you can never see Yoruba Dada? But although after these brokers, they can go and pour stout and egg, raw egg in their head and do Dada, and then Yoruba will project them. They say, is this not Yoruba Dada? It's not their style. What of Hausa? I thought they are black. It's not their style. But you see Dada, Nazarian in Ethiopia, because these are the children of Solomon through the Queen of Sheba. You could see them in Jamaica. These are some of the slaves taken from Aruchiku who were dumped there after the Igbo rising. These are our people. But of course, everybody will return home to Mount Zion from where they were taken, which shall go home. But those of us who are in Nigeria, who are here in Biafra land, we must recover our identity. We must discover in order to recover everything. And so for your information, it is a symbol that guarantees that God is with you. Observe those of you who wear this ring, who carry this star. Watch the policeman in Nigeria, how they look at you. They don't want to look at you 2 times. You are Keke na Pepe, Okada rider. Once they see you, he said that they say, give us our money, or they just wave you, pass, pass, pass. The same way they are afraid of the name of Biafra. I was somewhere yesterday, or was it day before yesterday, and I saw some young boys. They were on the taxi. They brought out Biafran flag, gingering everywhere. They got to a major checking point. I moved out from my location. I went to stand by the road there with my camera ready for them. But when they saw the boys, I was thinking the boys would be intimidated. They brought out their head from the vehicle with their flag waving. Because we know no evil and no evil will know us. You do anyhow, you see anyhow. Having seen the confidence and the boldness of these people, they let them go. But of course, they can choose to shoot them. But will it stop us? That is the question. And then finally, we look at that symbol of David, the Star of David, as you call it. It is a physical symbol. A physical symbol for the people of God. As a people of Chukwuka Kabiama, this is how we know ourselves. Sometimes you begin to wonder. Every country have their coat of arms. Every country had their flag. This can only be given birth through the information they have from their ancestors. You wake up one day and there is a cloth with respect. They call it Isiago, 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 Isiago. Without a single fact that will respect, the Igbos respect their culture, Isiago would have been termed as evil. In fact, they were here, they tried to rubbish that cloth. One of them is almost dead. They call it Akuchi. But why did they say Isiago? They would have said Singwene, or Ishi Turu Turu, or Ishi Melu Melu. But no, they say Isiago, the head of a lion. And when we begin to talk about the lion of the tribe of Judah, when we begin to talk about everything related to a lion, you should be able to know where we are coming from. But the Fulani was out there, Isi Melu Melu. They are wearing Isi Melu Melu everywhere. And they understand Isi Melu Melu. That is why everywhere you see them, in your national passport as a Zoo citizen in Nigeria, in your national assembly, in your currency, everywhere, Isi Melu Melu, Isi Melu Melu. Because these are the descendants of Melu Melu. Don't you get it? What are the Yoruba? Isi Chameleon. Their own is Isi Chameleon. Everywhere, Isi Chameleon. Because they know who they are. But they are one Nigeria. They want us to remain in one Nigeria. How can Isi Chameleon and Isi Melu Melu and Isi Ago be in one forum? Never. Never. Understand the role the Star of David play. Go back and find out what are the rules, what are the law, what are the principles that govern our ancestors. All these things are gone. In those days, when you see an elder, it smells. It smells. You cannot look at elder in the face and talk in those days. Not because they are powerful, but because the only thing that comes out from their mouth is truth. Truth. You see some people, they commit crime. When they tell you, when you are in Lagos, you are in Sokoto, you are in Kotangora, they tell you that they have summoned you to the elder. Most people don't come back home again until they make peace. But these elders don't have AK-47 like the elders you have today. The only thing they threaten you is with police and AK-47. We will kill you, we will shoot you, we will intimidate you, we will harass you, we will mobilize you, we will escapulate you, we will mechanize you. This is the only thing elders have to control us today. I know those days, they summon you to elder. In fact, they summon you to youth in your village, and your hand is not clean. I tell you, most people never come back to the village again. Every year, when people are going home, they say, please now, help me talk to the elders now, please now. It's a mistake now, please now. And then you go back to the person you have offended, and you begin to beg the person, please now. The person say, no, you must come home, or we must settle this matter. And then all of a sudden, you people make peace in the city. And then you now come home, and you now meet those elders. They were not PhD holders, and they will actually appreciate you for realizing that you have made a mistake, and you went to make amends, and they forgive you, and even pray for you to go and prosper the more. Those were elders. We were not afraid of them because they have Fulani connection. Because they said the truth. And you can trace that origin of the Star of David back to our leader, Mazen Nandekano. Today, millions of us will die for him over and over if he said we should do so. Does he have the money to share for us? The answer is no. Does he have the bullet and AK-47 to intimidate us? The answer is no. For your information, all of us are volunteer, including me. We are all volunteer. But of course, the greatest weapon he has on us is the truth. And look at it today. The truth, the word of Chukwu Kikabia, the truth. And so when you are there as a governor, you think you can use Fulani to intimidate us. You think we are ignorant about who we are? No, we now know who we are. For everything that have been hidden from us is being laid bare. Biafrans, go back and find out what the Star of David mean to your family. I'm not digging down completely. I just create a scenario, a platform for you to stand there. So when you hold that Star of David, as you call it, when you hold that symbol, ask Chukwu Kikabiama to open your eye so you understand what you are holding. It is not talisman. It is more than that. It is the symbol that instills sanity in the society. Principle of the rule of law. It is the symbol that gives confidence, assurance to our people that they are not alone in this journey. The Creator is with us. It is our identity, our culture and tradition as a people. And this we cannot afford to throw away. For in the end, we are Biafrans. We remain Biafrans. Nothing more, nothing less. Like I said, when our lines are open, you are free to come out and tell Biafrans what you understand about the symbol of David. Without IPOB, that symbol is gone and wiped away from the memory of our people. Our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, being a Jewish worshipper, resurrected that symbol once again. But remember, it has always been here. But they killed it. They hid it from us. And so from 1914 till 1960 independent, it was embedded in the British pounds. It was also in the flag of the British Nigerian Company. And then after independence, they feel our identity must be destroyed. They feel that we must be destroyed. Our very existence threatened them. And so they stop at nothing. But like I said, in the beginning, we were Biafrans. Today, we are Biafrans. And tomorrow, we will remain Biafra. For it is Biafra or Biafra. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. Oh, we are Biafra. We love Biafra. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. I say we are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We show the whole world how much we love Biafra, our beloved father's land. We love and cherish. We show the whole world how much we love Biafra, our beloved father's land. We love and cherish. Biafra story is the most touching and painful story in the world. Oh, Biafrans have been killing every day and night, but nobody is talking. Everywhere silent. Oh, we should be ashamed of ourselves. Hey, we said we are Christians, but we do nothing to help the Biafrans.
Of course, at this moment, our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642 is our WhatsApp line. If you are a Biafran, you are yet to join IPOB, please send your data to this line. Tell us your name, your phone number, and your location. The nearest coordinator will contact you. Don't let anybody deceive you. You don't have a choice. You are a Biafran, you are a Biafran. The earlier, the better. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971 is our direct line. And the special number meant for the women is 081-288-58614. Special number for the female is 081-288-58614. And of course, you are free to call in. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ada. Go ahead, please.
How are you doing?
God is faithful, my dear. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to thank my able leader, Mazin Namdi. May Almighty Elohim continue to bless and protect him in the mighty name of Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth. So, Mazin, there's something you talk about these women and their monthly period. You see, what I observe is that when my father is still alive, when we are young, as a little bit, for instance, if my mom is in that monthly period, you will not cook for him for that 7 days. I will not come near the kitchen or whatsoever until after that menstruation. That is one thing I observe. Another thing is all these people we called they do the same thing. And another thing about those people, for instance, if you tell them to go.
Of course, that is Zoo Epileptic Network, but I understand where our sister was coming from and exactly where she was going to. I just want you to understand. It's simple. These were instructions given by the Creator to the Leviticus, the priest of the tribe of Israel, as the case may be. Why are they doing it in our land? Who taught our father? Most of you even do them or serve them without knowing why you do them. Because this is who we are. The moment the Star of David, as they call it, was taken from us, we lost all these things. And when the servant of God was reappearing, he came with them. Mazen Nandekano came back with them. He's sending multiple signals to you Biafrans across the globe. In one words, IPOB Mazen Nandekano is sending to you signals that will recover you for all time. I wish you could see it. Are you still there, caller on WhatsApp?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Peter Otinyegeme, and I'm calling from Aba. Onyibe. Hello.
Go ahead, please. The word is listening. I wish you will go ahead. Yes, caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from? Of course, we must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there? Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Hello.
When you call me, avoid your radio. Caller on the line,
Hello?
your name. Good evening from here.
Good evening, my name is Precious.
Go ahead, please.
Is this Tuchimofo?
This is George Onyibe, and you are talking to Radio Biafra.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Pius. I'm calling from Iceland.
Go ahead, Mazi.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for what you are doing for Biafra. Hello, do you hear me?
Go ahead, my brother, please, or you want me to be interrupting you?
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to thank you for this lecture tonight, and I appreciate you for all you are doing for Biafrans. And I want to use this opportunity to thank our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, for making us proud every day and every day. You see, the topic you are saying this night is so important to us, so that make us to know who we are, and for us to go back to our roots, and also to discover what have been taken from us. That's Star of David. All those enemies have stolen, that our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came and then brought it back to us, for us to know the real who we are, and then what we're supposed to do as the children of Omochukwu Okike Abiama. So I really thank our leader, and also we thank you to Mas George Onyibe for what you are doing for us, even for bringing all these things to light, and for us to see all these things, and also to know who we are. Once again, I want to use this opportunity to call on people of Ojoto. I'm not hearing their voice like I said the other time. Let them begin to, speak out in this Radio Biafra. I want to be hearing their voice. People of Ojoto, I want to be hearing your voice in this Radio Biafra. For this struggle is for every one of us. Mazi Onyibe, thank you very much. And I say, may God Almighty continue to guide you and protect you in the name of Chukwu Abiama. Good night.
Good night.
My
Thank you
brother.
very much. We are going home. Our people must understand the truth. Are you there, caller on the line? Caller on the line, are you there? Yes, sir. Caller on the female line, can you hear me? Caller on the female line, good evening from here. Go ahead, please. I will advise you to stop listening to your radio. I will advise you to stop listening to your radio. And that is why we always warn people, don't eat Yoruba food or Hausa food. They poison your brain. Are you there, caller on WhatsApp? If you call me and I notice you are still listening to your radio, I will cut you off myself. Hello? Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Hello? Hello?
Will you go ahead or I should cut you off?
Hello?
And of course, that is because they are listening to the radio waiting for my voice. Can you hear me, caller on the line?
I'm here, Mazi.
Go ahead, please.
Mazi, I want to thank you very much for what you are doing for us. My name is Onyibe. I'm calling from Onyibe Province. Mazi, according to what you have just said concerning this Star of David, you mentioned the way people fight, very brave, and with that lion's head that we have on our clothes. For this reason, I have something I have to say about this French deputy ambassador. During the war, when he came here, his name is Raymond Offray. Raymond Offray. He has this to say. He said, before I came to Biafra, I was told that Biafrans fought like heroes. But now, I know that Biafra, that heroes fight like Biafra. This is what he said. Before I came to this Biafra, I was told that Biafrans fought like heroes. But now I know that heroes fight like Biafra. You see, this is just what I want to say so that everybody will get to know. Even without nothing, we're able to keep on and hold this battle for the men to do this without a single bullet. That means people go to the front with only 10 bullets each and be able to hold their own. You can imagine when we have at least half of what they have. I just want to make this one know because they have been trying to push us to fight, but not that we are cowards, that we don't want to do anything for now because we follow the rules and the command from our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Are you there, caller on the line? Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Chukwu from Aba.
Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Go ahead. You have heard my voice, and I say go ahead.
Okay.
Why are you focusing on your radio?
My name is Dr. Chukwu from Aba. Make a moon on Roma in our life. Not a Chukwu Picadiama or Zebi. I go back to our roots. This topic in here in a question, I like them because all these Yoruba people men, all na Amaziya na go na Bible. All they can buy me a comment na our zone, more auxiliary zone. Some place our coordinator go tell na Bible, go sit and go tell na Bible. Even this India that church, I want to be the more this Yoruba church, Kaha Gromo, that place, I go tell na Bible, in the Old Testament, Yamanaju. And the Naga coordinator. So why in the pastor see they go all this Old Testament, they have a tataka na laws in that name, na Bible Uba. Yana I'm saying yes, no na have a tataka and all this in Hamana that church in Aga Good. Only Bia, all this Yoruba and the outer church, only the Hiti, Ason tight, Asa Kovanka, Gome Gusika Yebe, Hana Kogo, don't appear in the face of the Lord with empty-handed. Yeah, because the main thing kusiri kuzira in a Bible, Hana kuzira, on the common that Danda Muba. Now, hospital them narrow. In the mother, and I want that this baby is dead. No need to be creativity that has all chooses that church is choosy. The one that oh, hang out with that apron, the choosing and I did boy. Nanga, Naga, I know that instantly the boy are jewels. It's no baby. The brooding myself, Bria, I want to hear how that. Now that I am a church, but you the church in the name, I am how much women are nine. So now sitting a people, Chineke work the gun man, Nancy, Ogadere, Ogaderanum, Ogadere Nande, Canonama, only mere, Cordera, you, only mere Kaima, our root, cause from Bible. Anago on him, Ayana Mazi. The Dumbo Bible and I ain't gonna Old Testament in the pastor Sana, but Anna Gola, I am able to have a guy who live near Hawriana, near those Dana, Hayama, you read it every Sunday. Never can read a church on the good year, a coffin, a good dog, at least not our church, and only gives you 800 or 1,000. You are going to put a 1,000 Java church. You're going to kill it, I'm not an that's normal. I know not Chineke on in you. You can so what in the Yoruba honey. Then we can make a mouse and Nasi, opposite that. Nasi, I got the regular mana for Tatawafo, Nasi, I got the regular mana for, got the regular mana for, the regular money, or get the quality, but in the community. Let's get a community on your merit, on your money, about women, or the easy, Nasi can get on.
Thank you very much. Our people must understand. Our fathers were disciplined. Our fathers were culture. Our fathers are tradition. Envied by those who invaded our land. They were men and women of dignity. Honor, that is what they represent. And if you are a little bit of what they are, you will understand what we are saying. Are you still there, caller on WhatsApp? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yeah, Mazi.
Go ahead, please. Good evening from here.
Good afternoon from here. My name is Mazi Meka, calling from Indianapolis, USA. I'm from Onyibe, Biafra land. Mazi, honestly, I thank you for your teaching, man. This your teaching today is very, very awesome. Mazi, I want to comment on the issue regarding the rewriting of the Bible. Honestly speaking, while growing up, I only know one Bible because I grew up in Catholic family. I know about good news, but now this place, if you went to a library, you will see a lot of Bibles everywhere. and which abide the idea what you said, that in the next 50 years time now, they're going to rely the Bible again, controlling the minds of Africa, especially.
The target of rewriting the Bible at this moment, though it's not our topic, is to create a platform that will enable both transgender and every kind of human being to coexist. That is where they are heading to. I am a scholar myself. For 3 years, I am the best Bible student in Lagos State. 2001 to 2004, I carted away the award of the best Bible school in Lagos State. And so I'm not telling you what they told me. We have read Bible over and over, tumble all of them, study those who wrote it, why they wrote it, what is their mindset, why they continue writing it. And you see, almost everybody looks like, every quotation or translation looks like a story of bedtime. But many people do not recommend that you use King James Version, because the old King James Version, not even the new King James Version, talks authoritatively. He tells you no painting of words. He simply say, "Thus says the Lord." Full stop. Not if you are sick and you have to steal small, don't worry, the Holy Ghost know how to beg Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ will forgive you. And so everybody is stealing. He simply say, "Thus says the Lord, thou that stealest shall die." According to Yoruba. But they know what they are doing. But that is not where we are going to. We want our people to understand. Our fathers who understand these little things, actually in the Bible, who taught them? Because they were here and they never saw Bible. How did they know about these things? Go ahead, please.
Mazi, again, why growing up, what you said is too much. There's a lot of evil in the land. Why growing up, when we travel for December, in our neighbor there, the woman do a little bit abalist. But to give us food, we eat together, we do everything. Nobody lock himself, nobody, all the evil now. Okay, look at now what is going on in Nigeria now. The other day, Ethiopia grants referendum to their people there to decide their fate. And the Nigerian media didn't even tell any one of them in that country about the referendum.
No, they are telling you APs is indicted by FBI. FBI, they are not the indictor of Africa. Imagine.
So, our people, honestly speaking, your program today, man, it touched me a lot. In short, Radio Biafra, I've already opened my eyes. The way I think now, reason. Any slight argument now, I quickly capture where the comment is going. Thank you for your good work you are doing for people. I want to announce my number in case any of our family, any of our brother living in the state of Indiana wish to join our family. My name is Mazi Meka. You can call me on 317-476-7702. 317-476-7702. Thank you, Mazi Onyibe.
Of Biafra. Arise, all children of Chukwokikabiama. Arise, lovers of freedom.
IPOB, one family. All hail Biafra. Good history can hardly be forgotten by the indigenous people, and history will always repeat itself. The great women of Biafra, great. Oh yes, my people. The Association of Biafra Action Women, APAW, is here with us in London for a special anniversary and remembrance. Biafra Women Revolt, 90 years on. Theme, the cry of our mothers. Oh, what a wonderful program to attend. The cry of our mothers. The cry of our mothers. Are you a woman? Are you a true father or true mother? Do you really care for your child or children? Do you truly care for the future of your family? Are you a member of the great family of the indigenous people of Biafra anywhere in the world? Are you an Ikwere woman? Ibibio, Idoma, Ejo, Igbo, Igala, Izon, Ibanke, Anan. This is a wonderful program for Biafrans all over the world. Are you a lover of freedom anywhere around the world? This program is for you, and there will be a live streaming on Biafra television. Date, 30th November 2019. Time, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Venue, Lotus Club, number 16 Bureau Road, Woolwich, London, SE 187LH. It is time to cry out loud to the world. It is time the great women of Biafra stands up for the future of their sons and daughters. It is time our fathers said no, Biafra or nothing more. Organized by the Association of Biafra Women, IPOB UK, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Signed, Laura Veronica Ijoma, the woman leader. This information is coming to you from the table of all state media as directed by Lolo Obi Mboma, Ikemonajako, announcing.
Of course, our people must remain focused, for in the end, we are going home. Begin to consider the adage, the proverb. How did our ancestors get the wisdom to give all those? Caller on the line. Are you there? Good evening from here.
Hello, my Onyibe.
Good evening from here.
I'm still on the line, sir.
Go ahead,
so
please.
As I was saying before, during those days, for instance, if we are in this monthly period, you will not come here where our father's food is for that 7 days. You will not, because number one, that thing, that monthly period, as my father told me, he's not a hidden, no. As he told me that if a man eats a food that a woman that is in monthly period cook, that woman will die or the man's life will be shortened. That is number one. So we maintain it. If you are a girl and you are in your monthly period or his wife, you will not come near his cooking. He will do the cooking by himself until after the monthly period. So another thing is about this perversion of removing business from land. In those days, we used to demarcate land from others. We call it obirisi. So if you use that obirisi, if you ever see that obirisi, we know that this is a boundary. It is boundary, and nobody will come near it. But today now, people are doing it, and there was a man that removed that did such a thing by removing that boundary. This thing happened in our city, and the man did not last up to it's not up to 4 months or 5 months. The man just gave up. I asked them what happened. They said he removed boundary between land boundary. So this is working. The people that call themselves Christians, they don't know about all these things. This is Old Testament. What is old and what is new? When God created the heaven and earth, He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And we are making use of that light up to date. The land have not changed. Heaven have not changed. So we are the people that send the word of our heavenly Father, and that's why we are into problem and difficulties and all manners of things that's happening to us now. Another thing, if you meet an more person and you tell that person, please, for instance, I know that this thing does not belong to me, and I will tell a more person to come and bear with me that this thing it belongs to me, and it's not for just person. What the more person will tell you that heaven will kill me and earth will kill me. And see that person, either man or woman, because we will stand with barefoot on the ground, swearing that on the earth, above him or her, saying that land will kill him or the earth will kill him. So you see, those people, they are Almighty Father more than we that call ourselves Christian or whatsoever. So I'm encouraging all my brethren, all my Biafra brethren, to let us all go back to our roots, because it's very, very important. Without going back to our roots, there is no doubt for us. We will not make it here on earth. And for instance, now, I will not say I'm not a Christian and I'm not even a Christian. I'm a but if you want to say the truth about this thing, you will just remove I will remove my slippers and say that this is how this thing is. And if you want me to provide the judgment, I will just leave you and go. Because all people does that. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no. But there's something I want to ask you about this. What you say about this Star of David? You know, there was a sitting there. I entered one place, and that man happened to be an Oboni man. So when I entered his chamber, I saw something draw a circle on his body, and inside that circle was that Star of David. So I don't know what that means. What that thing means. That's what I want to tell you. Is that thing different from this star you are talking about.
If you notice, I made it clear at the beginning of this study that the Star of David have different implication to different religion, and people all over the world have a different reason why they use it. But it was from us. And what it simply means in our land is what it means in our land. Now, it is first of all for you to know the culture of your ancestors. And then if you choose to add another one, it's your business. But know who you are, know thyself. Most of these people can be Muslim, they can be Christian, they can be Ogomo, they can be anything, but they know themselves. It is like most of us now who answer English name, add so we can be able to, but you know that inside of you, you know your father's name.
Yes.
These people know who they are, but they choose to betray the confidence, or for some reason, they choose to behave the way they are behaving, but they know who they are. It is either the symbol of David, or it's not the symbol of David as it is referred to. So it doesn't matter what they did to change it. That is what I will tell you in that aspect. As far as it concerns us as a people, it is an instrument or a symbol to install sanity, discipline, preserve culture of our people. It is a president that God is with us. This is the word of God written in our hearts. And so whenever we are with it, we know God is with us. It's like a full animal Muslim carrying talisman. They feel it gives them power to knock and to do anything they want to do. And so that is it now.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So my Nigeria brother, I want to encourage all my Biafran brothers, please. There is these people that always say that what the struggle we are into does not concern them. When you ask them, tell them about Biafra, they will tell you, does Biafra exist, or will that come to fulfillment? So we keep on encouraging them. So I'm telling all my people, please, to rise up, because me and our look, every place you can look at Biafra land, even all the lungu place. Now monitor our in and out. So taking a gas, no, if that people not gonna want to move, no, you know, not sure. Or you're gonna want to know, not sure. Biafra, maybe get up from your slumber and join the struggle. Get up from your slumber and join the struggle.
Thank you very much. We must continue.
So may God continue to protect and guide you. In the mighty name of Yahushua HaMashiach.
You see. Are you there, caller on WhatsApp? Are you still there?
Yeah. Yes, Mazi George Onyibe. Good evening.
From here. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I wish to thank you on this evening's program on Back to Our Roots. This topic is very, very interesting. And when you were talking, you talked about boundary in our land that normally is trees that we used to know boundaries between villages and towns. Just like my grandmother told me one story about, it's not a story, it's something that happened when her father was dragging land with the next neighboring village. So they now moved to Igwekala, and they were told when they reached there that the boundary is in an orchid tree, that if they go there, where they see where cocoyam is growing on top of an orchid tree is where our village and the next village have their boundary. So they now go back, and the problem was settled, and everything stopped. So what you said today is what it reminded me of what my grandmother told me. So I said this teaching is very, very interesting, and I loved it.
Thank you very much.
I wish to say, may God bless you. And I wish to use this. I wish to encourage our fellow Biafrans who are not IPOB members, who just listen to Radio Biafra and digest it, assimilate it, and go and sleep. It's not only about listening to Radio Biafra. We listen to it, and we try to join IPOB, because IPOB and Biafra Restoration is not about listening to the radio. We need to do the groundwork and every other things that are needed.
Thank you very much. We must continue. And then before we draw the curtain for this segment, I want to tell us something. This is a personal testimony. You see, we have adage, we have proverb, we have idioms. We communicate in a direct way. These are things we learned from our ancestors. Many of us today don't even know how to make use of proverb or adage. And now I remember as a younger person, back then, as a child, I was actually forming into the man that I will be today. And I have become too strong for my father to control. You have no idea. And it was useless trying to beat us up again. We've passed that stage. And it is left between us and our Creator. And so I start growing with a group of boys in my community. And do you know what we were going to learn how to do then? How to smoke in their hand. I don't claim to be an angel, but we tell you what is obtainable and what is the truth. And so in the evening like this, about 5 of us, we will stroll to where they sell Indian hemp. For your information, Igbo. We go and buy Igbo. And we go to the next uncompleted building, we smoke the Igbo. The first day, I came back home. As I was coming back, I bought Fanta, I bought Chin Chin, I bought Tom Tom, I bought Suya. There is nothing I didn't buy. I came home, I made a bar, I made akpu, I brought a goosey soup, I brought rice, everything, I put them on top of bed. I was testing Fanta and Sprite differently on top of bed. My father came to my room. He opened my door. He looked at me and he said to me, and he jammed the door. I slept that night and I woke up. All the items, food I bought, I couldn't eat anyone. They poured on my bed and I messed it up. And the next morning we chatted over it. It was fun. We moved ahead. The second day, my father still came to my room and spoke those words. And he left. He was not beating me because he don't want to beat me. But that time, beating doesn't work any longer. And having said this to me 3 times, something came alive in me. I knew it's not my style. Igbo is not my style. If I stay where they smoke Igbo today, they will use chain to carry me home. Because my brain can't hold it. I can't take it. But you know, because of peers, friends, it was actually time for it. If my father proverb was not there to guide me home, only God knows what will happen. But let me tell you, give you a testimony. Out of 4 of us that were involved in that act, 1 of them is mad till today as we speak. The other one is a guy man. He was not actually being part of it, but he was like making fun out of all of us. It's fine. The third one, as I talk to you, he went mad. The parents took him to London. He's in London today. I know he's doing well because we lost contact. I was one of the second person that survived perfectly because the parable my father gave to me led me back home. And it simply means, you see the journey where person send himself, make you no wait for anybody to tell and welcome. That journey where you send yourself, no wait for anybody to tell you welcome. If they tell you welcome, it's all for your benefit. But do we still know parable? You be sincere as a father. Do you know how to talk to your children in parable? And sometimes those parables, he dig deeper into their soul than any words that can be uttered by you. It makes more sense and bring meaning into their life than any quotation of any philosopher that have ever walked on this earth. But I wish you will understand that all the secret of these words are embedded. They are hidden in that very principle in that very system called the Star of David.
All the Biafrans should stand up, rise up for your freedom.
It's a freedom song. Freedom song. And together we save our land. You know, freedom song. And together we save our land. Yeah.
Are you an IPO member?
Are you a Biafran?
Or are you a lover of freedom?
Here is the good news for you. IPOB is creating a forum to unite all Biafran recording artists
who has recorded a song or an album concerning the restoration of Biafra.
Just send your WhatsApp number to
+2 3490
392 592 11 for you to join.
Again, the number is +2 3490 3925 9211. All hail Biafra.
Biafra,
we hail you.
Yes, of course, this is where we will be drawing the curtain for this segment. If you are a Biafra musician, you have sung any song, you have released any album or produced any album regarding this restoration project, please send your WhatsApp number to the number that have just been mentioned now, and they will follow you up from there. IPOB wants to know who sang all the music we play. We want to know all of you, inclusive of the producers. Of course, we must go back to our roots because it's going to do so much good for us as a people. Not just today, but even tomorrow and until the end of time. I will be signing off temporarily. Believe me, I will be back in no time.
I wanna talk about a man who loves Biafra. I wanna talk about a man who is a hero. I wanna talk about a man who has Biafra at heart. Nnamdi Kanu, oh. Nnamdi Kanu, I can see you, you are a godsend. Nnamdi Kanu, you are a hero to our world. You made a footstep, you are a great man. You did a great work, you made a full speech, you are a great man. Oh, double keep on. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one. You read history like a man. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one. You broke history like a man. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one we are talking about. You are the hero of our land. You made us to understand the history of the world. You made us to understand you are leader. I want to know you. You are a strong man. I want to know you. You are a strong man. One man sport over all. One man sport all over the world. Biafra man, the lion who is in the Zion. Nnamdi Kanu, you are the one. When I hear your voice, it makes me stronger. Yeah. When I hear your voice, I see the enemies trembling. Yeah. When I hear your voice, I see the Biafran stronger. The people in the Zion, everybody raise your hands for me. the hero. Hey, you are a good sense to love. You set the trap, the zoo for inside it. You set the trap, you had emotion. You rise your voice, yeah, you say it so strong. Hey, when you speak out loud, the outside is confused. The Yoruba man is confused. The zoo is in confusion. You are a true Biafran son. When I look at you, I see other people you. I see the spirit of Biafra.